Good morning. I am back and we are doing a safer, because I can't promise anything on the internet, but a safer body doubling stream. I'm going to get some work done. We're going to see if any of the people from the live stream come back to hang out with me and do homework and stuff like that. And if not, that is fine. I'll head off and make some phone calls and stuff like that, So this is just going to be a calm, relaxed body doubling, and I might edit it up and make it so that you can hang out and play with it. And we're going to listen to some non-copyright music by some of my favorite small composers, or copyright music that I have permission for and things like that. We're just going to hang and get some stuff done. And if you need that, then you let me know. I'm still going to take chat comments, but I want to see how people are doing. And look, it kept my previous comments. I wonder if this is popping up as the same stream or not on some of my channels. That's okay. That's cool. I'm just learning that, because learning software is a thing. So I'm going to do my to-do list, and I'm going to check in with. Guess who I'm going to check in with? I'm not going to put them up on here or whatever, but I'm going to check in with my mama, because, mommies are great when they're great. They're the best thing ever when they're great. I'm going to go see what my mommy's doing and how she's going to help me out with things today, because she helps me and I help her. And one of the things that's most striking about my relationship with her is that even as an old lady, taking care of an old lady, and even a younger older lady, I can see the incredible things that she does and the incredible way she takes care of me. It's really funny. I never stop being her baby, and that's how you know that it's unconditional love. I'm not saying she doesn't push it to the wall when I need to get my butt in gear, because that's normal too, right? But intentional parenting goes on forever, which is something we really should live stream about, Francis. I should get my mama on here, and we should live stream about intentional parenting, and that'd be really cool to give to your grandkids, wouldn't it? Plus, it'd be really cool to give to the internet. Lost my sticky notes. Let me go find them. You can gather your stuff. If you're hanging out with me today, say hi. Just tell me what you're doing, and we'll do a little bit of accountability. Not that you got to do what you're doing, but just that you said it out loud and you're going to try to do the thing. And let's make sure that I've got, the boobs help the ratings. No, it's just my body. Get over it. Or you other people who couldn't. I actually posted that because of all the comments. I went, hey, even now with more boobs, 100% more boobs, because the one stream didn't have that, and this one does. You think about why you're looking. If you're looking because you're like, hey, they're underrepresented, nice people with skin are underrepresented, and I don't mind looking, and I'm a good guy or a good girl, and I don't mind, and if you're a jerk and think it's okay to pick up people on the internet because they deserve to do whatever you want, then you think about your choices. You go ahead and think about them. But I'll be here. Plus, that makes the creeps go away. If I call them out right at the beginning, it makes the creeps go away faster. It's kind of fun. They pop in and then they don't stick around, right? So the streams where I want the creeps to stick around, I specifically play them and, say, hey, you can come hang out with us and talk and argue, and that's what it's for. And then the streams that it isn't for, I go, no, thank you. So you kind of have to, I listen to how you talk and what you do and whether or not it's safe to have you around. For the adults and kids, this is a safer stream. I'm hoping to, maybe be a little silly. It's PG-13 or whatever. It's got a couple sillies in it, but it's got a delay on it of half a minute or so or something. It's got a bit of delay on the chat and stuff. So, but you are welcome. It's going to take a little bit, comments come in and things, but I'm doing that so that it is a bit safer. And today I'm literally going to get some work done. And I'm hoping that if you need someone to chat with, if you are feeling tired or anxious or bullied or have a chronic illness or need to speed up your brain or whatever's going on this day that you need to get some stuff done. I'll hang out. I'm going to give people some ideas, but not even going to talk the whole time. This is an experiment. I experiment with my lives to see what hits and what doesn't. What do people need? What do people want? And I'm thinking, after I did a stream this morning and I did a deep dive recording on quiet and calm, I realized, man, sometimes my streams, I love them. And certainly my deep dives are usually calm and relaxing. But you know what? It's time to put all of this talking to use. And the fact that I love to talk, but I also love to listen. I love to be calm. I love to relax. I love to rest. And so if you need a little bit of, I don't know, radio AMSR, like I'm not specifically going for ASMR. What do we call it when it's just not so freaking anxiety inducing? It's just a break. It's a pause. I like to call myself the breakout room of the internet. And we are going to make our to-do lists together. We're going to come up with some techniques and tools. And I'm just also going to make my to-do list. And as you pop by and people pop in and out, people who are meant to stay will stay. And those who don't, off you go. You're looking for something else? I don't mind for a minute. And if you find this later and you just find yourself listening to it when you're doing your homework, cool. That's what it's for. I figured, why not just capture the thing that I'm good at doing, which is that I can talk for 12 hours. I can talk long. I don't know. We've never done a limit on how long Maria can talk. Because my name is Maria and I am Little MissDiagnosed. And if you're here this morning listening to my calm, quiet live stream, getting some stuff done, we're making a to-do list. I'm going to find myself I got to find my tax receipts. Do you have your taxes done? Canada, you got to get your taxes done. When is American taxes due? Probably about the same time, fiscal year, right? Taxes due. I got to find my medical things. You gonna do that too? You gonna check in on that? Do you need to use up if you've got insurance? Do you need to use up your health insurance for the year? Was that already in December? Do you need to find those things and do that? I'm gonna just shout out some reminders of what people should go and do with their day, because it helps me. Because I am definitely a procrastinator. Because I'm a perfectionist, and I want people to be able to hang out and figure out what's going on. Oh, we gotta clean up the big cabinet. I need people to do that. Did you take a look at my teaser? I got a teaser for my next deep dive coming out on ADHD. And so I did an ADHD sing-along song about my desk, and it was actually really clean. Like that was a clean desk. That was a super clean desk. So I need to find I should mess it back up, and then sing the song again. But it's actually an ADHD thing to sing songs like that. Did you know that? It's actually a thing. Okay, I got to book blood tests. Do you have to do that? Do you need to do any of your medical stuff? Okay, book blood tests. I got to get some appointments, and I got a call for meds. Actually, I have to email for that, so let's do should we ASMR that? I'm gonna just hang out. Ooh, and it's the end of the month soon, and so I got to fill out some forms for clients and students and stuff, and I got to pay a few people. Do your things, okay? What do you need help with today? Okay. So apparently this is restreaming on the same one. I've even got the same comments before. Say hello. Feel free to say anything. You can say what you're doing today. You can tell me what you want to talk about. You can tell me what you're trying to get done. You can whine and complain. And I mean, if you want to try to, it's a safer stream. Don't be rude. But if you want to try to pick me up in a good practiced way, I'm taken, but you could practice. I don't mind. I'm a therapist up here in Canada, Ontario. I live near Toronto. So let me see. And I'm going to check in with my mom too. I was thinking that would be kind of fun. I've been getting the batteries. Oh, the batteries on the front doorbell and stuff like that. Do you have to recharge your batteries for things? Recharge your batteries. Recharge batteries, especially with all these smart devices, right? Recharge batteries. Changed your clocks. Oh my gosh, I hate daylight shifting time so much. It's ridiculous. It's so hard on people with chronic illnesses and on kids too. I don't know why we still do that most of the place. And it doesn't have any, I was a farmer. It has nothing to do with farmers, okay? Stop saying things that aren't true. This is the quiet one, but come back. I'm going to write that down though. We're going to do a deep dive or an information one. I don't know what, maybe it'll be shorts about that kind of response cycle. Let me do that. Write down notes. Write down your notes, okay? Get your stuff done. But because you're a good person and you're trying to get stuff done and you're tired today and it's Thursday, and every week I find it like people become jerks on Wednesday and then they crash and either cry or yell on Thursday. So I like to be here for people on Thursdays. And for myself, I needed a little bit of my own, you know. I need to call care. We just got the garage done a little better. I just got the batteries on all of the like things around the house, you know, the smoke detectors and stuff like that. I gotta go do my end of year medical bills. I gotta book physio for a kid. Okay, I gotta go find those old receipts. So I need to get some filing done. I'm gonna ask help for that because my hands don't work as well. What should we do first? So what I'm doing is I'm putting all of those things on sticky notes. I find for neurodiversity and for chronic illness that putting things onto sticky notes is my best. I do write longer to-do lists, but I write them down like completely. I write everything down. And then I write things I really need to do in the next little while on sticky notes. And that way I can take them out and I can make a Kanban board basically. Or what's called you might have heard it called a now, next, done, or something like that if you're younger or whatever. So I put them all in a book. Show you my book. And I like these ring folders, these discs. I think these discs are really awesome because you can take things in and out of them like a binder, but they stay together like they're a book. And so I've got, you know, like, let's make sure I can, some names and things and stuff of people. I can show you the bottom of this. You know, I got my to-do list stuck on here. No doxing people or me or whatever, you know, that's not what we do here. We hang out with people because they're cool, not because they're mean. And then I can actually see that through the front of this. It's kind of really neat. Let me make sure. Oh, there we go. Yeah. See, I got the little thing through the front. And then if I have way too many and that's overwhelming me, then I take a couple and I write them on the back of the sticky note so that they show through. I actually show it through the other way. I write them on the sticky side and I put it through to go like, what are the most important things I should do? So I got to send email to pharmacy. And the way you get not overwhelmed by stuff when you're trying to build a to-do list like that is to only pick 3 things. 3 things is the most you can do. So see how this one is stuck to the window now. This is my favorite thing. Look at this. This isn't the only way of doing it, but I love this. I'm like, no. And the reason I use sticky notes is because then I can take it off, put it somewhere else, and I can rip it up when I'm done. Because you know how good it feels to rip stuff up. Like you just go, you know, schedule the live video editor. I got to get my video editor. I did that. You know, it's just something tactile. I have my list digitally, but you know, it's hard to look at it when you're working on the next 3 things. So take the thing I've done. Oh, that's so good. No, not trying unintentional ASMR, right? And misophonia, maybe. Ah, it feels so good, doesn't it? That's nice. That's nice. So what do we think, kids? And I am talking to the kids here, younger peoples, younger, wonderful peoples who are the sweetest, kindest people. It's what's so goofy. like, it's obvious that the world beats good things out of you, figuratively or literally. The people who come in my stream as teens are the sweetest people in the entire world. I mean, that's selection bias, right? Let's not forget that you come into a stream called Little MissDiagnosis and you're interested in that. You're like, who's this lady, right? But I like to joke. So if you're there live and you want to tell me, are you here do you think it's weird and creepy that we should just let people, hang out and stare at my chest, or should we explicitly exclude that because people are going to do it? Let's talk about that one in our getting some work done. Is it good that they should hang out and do that, or is that weird? I'm torn because part of me wants to say, if you want to hang out and look at me, it's better, and then I can call you on it. And part of me says, use what you got. And part of me goes, dude, like, go get your own. And, I'm unsure about what I think about that. It's got a bit of an analysis to it, doesn't it? I might have to think about that one. I definitely use it on the adult stuff, right? Because but it's also the case, there is the part where, like, bodies are lovely. They're wonderful. And in fact, if somebody wants to look at my big round one, maybe it's time we had more options like that, so you don't all feel skinny. You're like, oh my God, we gotta be skinny. Like, maybe if I'm beautiful like this, because maybe people pick me up just because they're creepy. I don't know. Maybe some of them are nice. Maybe some of them are nice and don't have anyone to talk to. And I'm willing to play that game. But I'm old. I can do that. I can figure out who those people are. You don't gotta. If you're younger, don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Just find the safest people. You too will maybe grow into this. I've had a long journey of being able to do this because I spent so much time thinking about it, and I had such safety from other people and stuff like that. Okay. So if you're not ready to do it, and that anxiety over these things has calmed naturally. When I respond to somebody, I'm not anxious, and neither am I. People have accused me of, like, getting off on it, as they say, like, oh, I feel so good about it. And I'm like, no, I just honestly am responding calmly. And that's when I do it, is that when I have that strength internally, my own internal, what they call individual sovereignty, right? Just that individual belief in myself where I go, no, I'm okay telling you that that's not okay with me. I'm okay having a boundary, and it shows so clearly why people think that they are that I'm insulting them or I'm talking back or whatever. Whatever they say is so clearly what they were afraid of, or why they insulted me, or whatever, or what they're scared of, right? And I do it really out of calm. I truly do, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't out of calm now, you know. And the parts that make me feel anxious and gross, I walk away and I let somebody else on the internet do it. I let somebody else in my world do it. I do not. I've gotten really good at calling it and walking away. You know, and that's the hardest thing to learn how to do. We don't have a culture that supports it. So find the safe people who let you have some calm and walk away, you know. And I wonder, do you think I should try to get the stream on other things going on right now? Let's see, let's get it on Not Just Another. Let's do that. We'll get it over there. Instagram is just so annoying. You know what? I'm gonna pop it up there and see if that works today. And when I gotta get something done and not talk for a while, I am also actually I'm gonna take calls, gonna take comments, what do you want to get done? Give you some ideas on how to do it. This is literally a body doubling stream. Get some stuff done. If you're struggling with chronic illness or brain fog or procrastination or anxiety today, come here and just hang out. If you got trolls on your stream, tag me in it and I will head over and tell you whether you should delete it. And then if not, I'll respond to them for the comments. Okay. And I'm going to talk about what gets things done for me too, because that'll make me do them. Okay. because I have been struggling with being anxious from other things in my life, not this, but surprisingly, but just the chemistry in my body and the illness that I deal with is really, really, really hard. It really is. It's recently gotten really worse in terms of pain. And people who say you wouldn't be in pain if you exercise, you think I haven't tried. You think that I wasn't an athlete before? You think I don't know that it's not working at the beginning? I used to be a triathlete. Yeah, I used to power lift and be a triathlete. I was a sharpshooter. Yeah, target shooting and biathlon. Yeah, no, if you just throw that comment out, that says something about you. You're worried, the bully who's worried that if they don't exercise, they'll be whatever. Not about me. I don't know a thing about me, right? And that's from years and years of taking care of people in good ways and counseling and having so much good information come in to take care of me. Okay? And I'm hoping to do a live stream about Bite and Darvo again. I think those need to come out of the 12-hour stuff I did. How people have undue influence, and it works everything from, a bully to your, to like just bullying as a kid is the exact same as what people do when they are older and they're the president of the country. They're still just bullies. Impressive, huh? Yeah, same techniques. They literally don't change. Your stream is kind of laggy. My mod says, it's kind of laggy. No, that was me. Thank you, mod, who cleaned up my camera for me last night. Did that. You want to rip up the, should we rip that up? That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Let's wrap. Where's my thing for my mod? So if you are someone who's joined me and you're sticking around, please let me know what the thing is that you came and what the thing that interests you and what would be most helpful. Because when I'm talking to myself, I talk around in topics. Instagram seems to be dead today. Everybody's still asleep or working hard or something. So I like to do whatever that would be helpful to you guys a little bit. But we're also just going to listen to calm music a little bit. I bring out some of my favorite local composers or small things. Oh, I know what I got to do. I got to see if I can stream. I got to go ask for permission from a friend of mine whose dad was my dad's best friend. And I need to ask him, is it okay if I live stream using some of your music? Copyright, but personal permission. Okay. So I've been a professor for lots of years too, but I'm not a tenured professor. I'm one of the poor professors, as they call it. I'm not one of the privileged few who makes all the money. I do make a good wage. I'm privileged. Absolutely have. Look at this. I got fancy crap, in the world. I'm pretty privileged, but not in the way that people go, oh, she's rich. And I like that I confuse people. I like that I'm in the middle between, but if you, honest to gosh, I've tutored like every topic. If what you need is help with your work today, and if that's schoolwork, I'm going to talk and take care of, as I've said, the smallest and the youngest and the most vulnerable in the population. And that includes if you need help with your math homework or you need help with your editing or something like that. I don't promise to do all of it, of course, but I'd give you a start, give you a resource, kind of get you unstuck. That's what we're trying to do with body doubling. Body doubling is an ADHD technique that is in the normie world is often called co-work, or in the spoonie world, we often call it, help. If you don't call ourselves, often people with chronic illnesses call themselves spoonies, and it comes from the theory that someone in the writing world of chronic illness said, people say you have all the same time in the day. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have all the same clean cutlery. You may have the same number of dishes in your thing, right? Like your cutlery comes with a 4-piece or 6-piece. Most people have, how many sets of cutlery in their drawer? About the same throughout North America. But how many clean dishes did you start with today? How much energy do you have? How much pain do you have? In the last couple of weeks, I've had pain cycles that are literally, no joke, an 8 or 9 on the pain scale. And I have I birthed kids at home without any pain control. I have had dislocations of major joints that shouldn't be dislocated. All kinds of stuff. I've had a broken rib cage right in the front, right in there. Like, I've done massive, massive pain. And this really is an 8 or 9. And I go, I do all of this crap after and while I'm in that amount of pain, and people come around. That's where I've gotten my ability to not respond or be a little calm when I started to see the falsity, the fallacies involved in, whatever the bullies say online, right? Like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't be in pain if, or you must be like, right? They just want to be right. And I go, you know nothing of how much I know about this. You know nothing of my body. And the truth is I'm doing 3 times more work than you. It's possible that you're the lazy or inefficient one, person who's bullying me, who has time to bully random women on the internet. Oh, that says so much about you. Right? I am literally doing this and my work, and I'm explaining to people, and I'm helping others at the same time as I'm in massive pain. And that means that when I'm not in pain, I'm the happiest, sweetest, calm, the bounciest person. I'm like, love to go do stuff, right? And I go, I am all set up for the apocalypse because I know how to do those things in hardship. And when you hit hardship, are you going to crumble? And I can do anything. I could probably keep going while shot. You know what I mean? Like, can you? Hope that doesn't come. But I know how to deal with the viruses. I know how to deal with the science. I know I've done everything in my entire life while dealing. So if you're dealing with a lot of crap today, come on, hang out. And I think we will listen to one of our first pieces of music. Let's see. They're just little short ones. They're just a couple minutes. So we'll listen to some music, get some work done. Let's listen to Fire Rights by a Canadian composer, Luke Culberson. This is used with personal permission from his copyright, and I have personal permission down in the thing. And you can look for a SoundCloud or something like that. I gotta link it. But and I gotta get my website out. One of my viewers before actually noticed that my website's down. Still haven't done anything about that because I haven't had my helpers. I haven't had my office staff since I've moved. They're too far away. They got to get their cars and stuff organized, It's that thing. So, okay. Let's listen to Fire Rates and you get a little bit done. Okay. Tell me what you're doing. Check off your next sticky note. Tell me if you even want to come on. I've got restreaming, so if you even want to come on to the audio and say hello, I'll vet you behind the scenes while we're doing some music. But you can even say hello and chat or ask a question or tell me how you're doing or ask for some help with something if you want, okay? Do a little bit of that before it's, God, so old. I love being old. It's fantastic. So, Fire Rates by Luke Culberson. listen to things once or twice, whatever, because there's short little sweet musics on this album. Um, so but we'll come in and out of them. We'll listen to a few things. Can ask my friend, the son of my father's best friend, but he was truly almost more family than almost anybody, like the best thing ever. Like, how do you say, yeah, more an uncle? I didn't have uncles actually, but more an uncle than anybody in your family, anybody that you ever knew. They were truly best friends for 30, 40, I don't know how many years. And my dad passed away probably almost, I don't know if it's about 10, 11, 12 years ago. I can't remember the exact year anymore. And Norm carried on, and his best friend is, or sorry, his son. It was kind of like a other sibling to me kind of thing, like one of those guys. I call them sibs from another cribs, and they were trained buffs. Our dads were trained buffs and photography buffs, and like nerding out. And Graham, unfortunately, had to tell me that his father passed away last week, and it's sad. It really is. It sucks, but it's also one of those things where it hits different when it's like, they've been alive a long time, and it's the turn to go. It's still painful because grief is love with nowhere to go. That's what it is. It builds up because you can't get it out, and it pours out your eyeballs. That's your love. If you're crying, you're showing love, maybe even to yourself. It's sad and hurts, but getting love out that way is not as natural as getting love out the other way. But the depth of your sadness shows. And this is one of those sadnesses like losing another dad, but it's also not painful because it connects me. And I would never have not wanted to have this man in my life. And there you go. Graham's online today, and he tells me that we are going to go to his band camp, and we're going to listen to some of his music. And I'm going to figure out, I got personal permission from Graham Leathers to use some of his music. And what should we listen to? I'm going to listen to some of these oldest stuff that I had because, oh my gosh, I love it so much. So much fun. He actually had he likes to play like really silly songs. And I think can I play this one? Am I allowed to just let's see what happens? Tell me if it's coming on through there too. I'm going to have to check the sound on this one. I need a sound level here. Let me get up my soundboard. The trick though will be not doing too many other things so I can get my stuff done, right? Because yeah, really? I might do too much? No. What? No. Input level. There we go. Nice. I'm going to turn myself up a little bit. I think my stream was a little quiet, but you let me know. If that got too loud for you for your speakers, let me know. Can always re-level it a little bit. Okay. And we're going to go see, I'm going to go check if this streams into the live or not, or whether I got to upload it. Let's do, is it sharing things I play in other places? Let's find out. Let me know if that's coming through or not. And rose on a pine tree. Yes, strawberries, but Chocolate vegetable comes all the and comes in the plant, all the you know it is in the post, but the top tree and I was just chocolate so that you will see. Chocolate is a vegetable that comes from the bean that grows in Oh, that's just fantastic. That is just ridiculously fantastic. Thank you, Graham Leathers, for personal permission to play Chocolate is a Vegetable. And we'll listen to some more of your stuff in a little bit. Today I am streaming short bits of two Canadian composers, one from out east and one from out west. But I'm also chatting, getting some work done, doing my to-do list. I welcome questions. I'm literally trying to get my own things done too. That's what we're doing today. And I figured, hey, I could just be the radio station. I do this for other people and I need it for myself. And for some reason, going on here means that I get better at doing it, get my own stuff done. So there we go. We're going to figure out what's going on today. And if you're, I haven't gotten, the other feed is going, but I don't yet, I can't tell if the songs are coming off of my computer yet. I know the ones that I've uploaded are, but I don't know if the ones that I'm just streaming are working. So I hope they are coming through for you. If not, this stream is just going to be me literally singing little snippets of songs like I have ADHD, which, I don't, but nothing wrong with that. But it's kind of like, yeah, chocolate is a vegetable. It comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable. You see. So, my sib from another crib, Graham Leathers, maybe I'll have him on and he can play live with me for a little bit or whatever. He's a brother from another mother, and definitely a sib from another crib. He's a bro from another, and I think I want to play this one today too, because it's a good one to remind us when we're tired and crummy that when we yell, it usually means that we need, some love and a hug from somebody, because the machinery isn't listening, So I think I'm going to stream with personal permission here. We're going to stream. So if somebody on the YouTube says, yeah, I can hear the music coming through, that'd be great. I got it on the other feeds to double check live that they can hear. They can hear on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff. That's good. But I don't know, YouTube does weird things with that because it slows it down. And let's try it anyways. Let's try don't swear at machinery, because it never listens to you, which is a good thing to remember when we're trying to get our stuff done. Okay.
So angry I couldn't see. But then someone pulled over, put his hand on my shoulder, and this is what he said to me. Don't swear at machinery, it never does any good. If it isn't working, the wrench isn't helping, what makes you think that cussing would? Don't beat it or hit it, you'll only upset it, that's the dumbest thing that you could do. Don't swear at machinery, 'cause it never listens to you. Doing my laundry on Thursday last week, the dryer did not do its job. It rolled and it rocked and it kicked and it balked, it hopped round the room like a huge frog. Well, I yelled and I danced as it spat out my pants, I was so angry I couldn't see. But then I raised my hand and the words of that peaceful man suddenly came back to me. Don't swear at machinery, it never does any good. If it isn't working, the wrench isn't helping, what makes you think that cussing would? Don't beat it or hit it, you'll only upset it, that's the dumbest thing that you could do. Don't swear at machinery, 'cause it never listens to you. So when an appliance rebels against you, when the fridge starts to smell gross, don't turn on your oven, just give it some lovin', don't say that your toaster is toast. Show no exasperation for no garberation, don't kick that poor washer again. Just turn yourself around and go sit yourself down, and then start counting backwards from 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't swear at machinery, it never does any good. If it isn't working, the wrench isn't helping, what makes you think that cussing would? Don't beat it or hit it, you'll only upset it, that's the dumbest thing that you could do. Don't swear at machinery, 'cause it never listens to you. Don't swear at machinery, it never does any good. If it isn't working, the wrench isn't helping, what makes you think that cussing would? Don't beat it or hit it, you'll only upset it, that's the dumbest thing that you could do. Don't swear at machinery, 'cause it never listens to you.
That's right.
Well, I went to a convention, about a millennium ago, on a strange little place called Earth. Everybody there was dressed just like me, and there was laughing, jokes, and reveling, and mirth. Well, I thought that I'd tried every drink to wet my whistle, till I came to this little planet here. And I said to the bartender, "What do you serve on this world?" And he smiled, and he offered me a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. Gargle Blaster beer. So I went up to the con suite to see if I could find a little company to share the evening. They gave me a glass of this pink liquid they called Blog, guaranteed to make you dance and sing. Well, I told them I'd been drinking this here stuff known as Blog on every corner of the galaxy. So they gave me a shot glass full of this ugly black liquid. They said they called it DDT. Don't drink this. Well, I told them I'd been drinking this here DDT, well, ever since I was a little kid. They all looked hurt, kind of puzzled. One guy even said, "Is this guy flipped his lid?" But I said to the bartender, "Now there's a way you can make me happy. You can really make me grin from ear to ear. Just reach down under that little old table and pour me out a cold, wet beer. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer.
Glorious.
Well, this here was only the beginning of the galaxy's Earth beer story. I bought a 24 so I could share with my friends, and I had it down by Alpha Centauri. That was Beetlejuice. My ship's computer turned me round back to that system for another case of that cold, wet brew. Well, you know, this time, oh yeah, I made it. But I had no idea just what all that would do. I poured my friend a glass, and I gave it to him. Stuffed a straw through his breath stream, that was fun. And he took a sip, and he looked away, and he looked at me, and he said,
"The force is strong in this one."
I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer. Well, now, Earth beer is a rarity. It sells for 50 fribbins for a glass. Where you can get it? A smuggling Space Patrol takes bribes to let them pass. Won't say what. I think about it being me, who got it all started. It makes me sad and even kind of hurt. I think I'll move to Earth, that quaint little planet where the beer is as common as the dirt. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer. Oh yeah, I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer.
Thank you, Graham. That's better than a moment of silence for your dad. It's a moment of music for my dad and yours, who were, as you said, thick as thieves their entire life. They were brothers in arms together. Once they knew each other, they knew that they were best friends for good. My favorite memories of not Uncle are Norm. He was a huge influence on my life all the way from junior high on through adulthood. And I hope that my dad's the same. So I don't know. I haven't lived around Graham much, but as an artist, a musician, as a person of quality, as a brother from another, a moment for your dad, way more than a moment. I'm going to be thinking about him a lot. I'm going to be thinking about you. And I hope that the exploration of his stuff and his trains is good and full of tears and love and full of joy and love. We got one done. I got the meds done. Call him. Wrap it up. It was so good. So good. What? Well, but you ripped it up. You don't know what you did. Oh, because I have a master list. Like, it's called a dump and burn list. You dump it all out onto one big written list. Then you move it to sticky notes. And I don't try to do that to do extra. I do that because I honestly, need to have like both of them. I need to have like a big list. Yeah, I need to have like a list like that. And then I need to have. And then I write from there, but that's how I get it all out of my head late at night. Dump it all out. When you've got anxiety or you've got hyperfocus or you're stuck or whatever, I like to dump it out. So let's spend a little bit of time doing some quiet work. We'll see if we pop into the algorithm, I'm just having fun. I'm not monetized. I don't make a cent out of these things. Goofy, huh? Let's see. How do I get back to me? Stop the share. And I think it pops back to me really close. There we go. There I am. Is that too close? I think so. Oh my God, I'm so close. Wow, that zooms in a lot. It's a good thing that it's only on like 720p when it's live so that you don't have to stare at me too closely. I don't think anybody was. I'm really blind without glasses. So I actually do have to stare at people really closely. Like I have to go, like when I take my glasses off, I stare at them like this and it creeps them out. But I'm really good at like checking zits and stuff like that, because I can just like focus right down. I can put in like eyeglass screws and stuff like that without anything if I take my contacts out. So let's see who's around and what they're doing. Let me see if I got this right. I'm glad people are popping in and out. It's nice to see people as they go. It's funny, YouTube tends to have people pop in and out a lot. Like it's a very in and out thing. And Instagram tends to be people stick around and chat, which you wouldn't think, right? Like one's long form more and one's less long form. And it just is what it is. That's the nature of it. It's kind of funny. Or it might be when I stream and what I do too, right? Let's not say that it's not me as a factor, right? Like, you never know. Too many variables. Okay, let's see what else I can get done right now. I feel like I lost my setting for things. Maybe it was that. Yeah, when you got one that's like that, is that different? That's fun. No, it's not. That's the one I can put the stream up against, though. Okay. So let us get a few things done. What are you getting done? Let me know in the chat. And I don't mind if I'm totally alone too, because this is just available for other people. And I'm going to send an email about video editing, because I could use some help with that. Okay. Gosh, forgot to do that. So that becomes priority 1. And let's go do that. Let's go do some banking, because I forgot about some banking I need to get done. So let's open a different tab. Open a different window. Do you have any banking you need to do? Budget you need to do? Balance your budget. Do the things. Do it. Get started. Do one thing. Do part of something. Do something badly. That's what I'm learning to do, is do things badly. I got to set it up so that I look at the camera a little more, because it's nice to have eye line. How far in can my thing go? Because I can actually bring my camera and my thing. Oh, wow. It doesn't there. On this thing, oh, I'm so glad that was that not my coffee. That was an empty cup. If you heard a big bang, sorry about that. That was the empty cup, and it was empty, and I don't even think it broke. Dang it. Okay. Clean up your desk. Clean up your desk. First thing to do, clean up your desk. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just clean it up a little bit. Put on some. Why is this so much fun? I think it's fun because you get to talk to people when they show up. But when you're alone, it's like this fun little secret with yourself. I'm an ambivert. Very much an ambivert. I'm very much somebody who loves to be alone and loves to talk to people. And I love to perform, but I don't like to I don't actually like to be in crowds at all. I'm not that kind of extrovert. Is about decision making and input to your energy and stuff like that. It's not about, people always think it's about being shy or not. It's not. I know extroverts who are shy. I know introverts who aren't. I know people who are both. That one's hard because they think introversion. I'm like, no, it's how you need rest and how you make decisions. Let's put on some sparkly lip shit. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to mute that in the live. That was let's put a note for the time. Oh wait, this is PG-13. I can have like one swear or something. Those just go automatically out on my thing. I have an editor that just sort of bloops them if necessary to make them completely G. You know? I believe in a calm space without swears, and I believe very, very, very much in swearing. To say strong things. Not to be mean. To say strong things. So I'm going to send this. Let's send this to the right person. And my laundry's spinning up. That's good. That was also my to-do list from this account to email once March 13th. Next. And continue. Let's get the mail out, shall we? Pay a bill. And you know what? Do you know what I do when I don't have a sticky note for something? I literally write it, even if I just did it, and then I rip it up for fun. Did you know that? I write it down on the master list and check it off so that I kind of know if I need to, if it's the kind of thing I need to do, right? Like, but I will sometimes just rip up things for fun, like so that I can feel like I had to do that. I had to do that emergency thing. I had to do that thing out of order, and like that kind of, I call it a to-did. I had something I had to do, and then I did it, and or it's halfway done. It's a to-doing, or that kind of stuff. All that stuff that gets stuck in the middle, and it's nice when you can take that and stick it away and go, I did it. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'll stick it over here and be done. I'm going to put it in my main thing, but I'm also going to take it. I'm going to rip it up. I got that done. And then I can look at the stuff in my garbage, and I can see how many I did and stuff. Feels good. Sometimes a nice, reasonable thing, I don't know why, but it's true. And then I'm going to message my editor. What do you have to do today? Do you need some math homework done? I used to tutor math all the time, and it's funny. I used to tutor subjects I hated. I was scared of trig. That's why I tutor it. Because it's because I learned how to do it, and I had to fight through it the hard way, and so that actually made me good at tutoring it. Because I could do it differently than just like, oh, this is easy for me, which I can't stand. Getting some texts done, getting some emails done. What do you think? Should we listen to another song? My Body Dumbly stream. And I have a deep dive on ADHD coming out next. Actually, it just needs the video editing, and I've been busy enough this week that I think that I'm gonna grab my friend to edit it. They're a TikTok dirt nerd, so they're a good editor. That guy can do anything. I should give him a shout out. Give a shout out to my mod and editor, and then I'm gonna shout out to my other mod, because I keep discording my mod and then ignoring them because I'm too busy, you know, and they're like, dude, why do you keep sending me one so that I'm right there? I talk back. Yeah, I do that. I totally do that. Sorry about that. You're awesome. You're awesome, mods. But it's quiet today. Okay, there's that. Then I'll get somebody to do, because I got he broke his knee, so he's not been coming into the office to work with me. So he's actually my real assistant for some of the work I do, but he does personal stuff and our side gigs and stuff like that too as a separate thing. So let's see how that's going. So what you working on? I'll keep asking that question. I should put up what we're doing next. Let's grab a... Let's share out. Who should we listen to? We're going to go back to this. We'll go back to the Delusions of Grandeur. We'll see how that's looking. I'm going to pop it up into 2 though. And let's see what else what are some of my favorite songs that Graham Leathers, with personal permission, he is a sib from another crib, as they say. I think we are gonna listen to Prairie Boy, don't you think? I think so. I'm a prairie girl. He's we grew up as prairie kids. North of North Dakota. We're from Manitoba in Canada. That's where I grew up. It was a horrible place to grow up. It was a wonderful place to grow up. It's all because of family. The racism was horrible, especially being identified as everyone on the street thought that I was Indigenous. So I always got yelled at, even as a little kid, which is where I learned a lot of my bullying skills, huh? Yay. So let's play Prairie Boy and then a few others of his favorite ones. I'm going to leave my mic on so I can chat, and I'm gonna send me. I hope the typing is relaxing. If it's not, let me know. I will turn it up or down or whatever you want. Okay, but I'm going to get some of my work done. You get some of yours done. Okay. What do you need to get done? Got to pay a bill? Got to do your homework? Need some help with trig? Yeah, I'll help you with trig for a little bit if that's what you ask for. Let me know. Got a problem? Put it in the thing. We'll live stream This Is Everything. The goal is to help you get a few things done. If you listen to the repeat, it's just to have something calm and relaxing and you know, neurodiverse, queer diverse, able diverse, like just people who are nice, who are just saying some stuff rather than a little bit of yelling. So I'm literally just getting my stuff done while I do this and just talking calmly. But we're doing some fun stuff too, and we're going to listen to The Prairie Boy by Graham Leathers, used with personal permission and to honor today the passing of his father, Norm.
Oh, you can take me back to the mountains in the west, or you can show me the valley of the Seine. You can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. Oh, you can take me back to the mountains in the west, you can show me the valley of the Seine. You can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. I have been to the canyon where the mighty Fraser runs. I have fished Laurentian lakes 100 times. But I've never had the notion for living by the ocean. I can never leave this prairie home of mine. Well, you can take me back to the mountains in the west. You can show me the valley of the Seine. Or you can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. I have seen majestic bull moose in their prime as they wander in the Rocky Mountain chain. But there never was a moose like the pronghorns gotten loose in a mighty herd across sunlit plains. I have seen all the wetlands support the great migrations and massive herds of deer and buffalo. And I have been sold on going out in the cold to see sundogs at 38 below. Well, you can take me back to the mountains in the west, or you can show me the valley of the Seine. Or you can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. I've loved great Pacific forests with their ancient towering cedars, Stellar's jays and squirrels and grizzly bears. But how can that compete with the golden field of wheat when the smell of harvest heavy in the air? Oh, you can take me back to the mountains in the west, you can show me the valley of the Seine. Or you can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. Oh, you can take me back to the mountains in the west, you can show me the valley of the Seine. Or you can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. You can take me back to the mountains in the west, you can show me the valley of the Seine. Or you can have me go where the raging Thompson flows, but this prairie boy will end up on the plains. I have a friend, he comes for drinks, and George is his name. And after 3 or 4 whiskeys,
I will love him and I will hug him and I will call him George. If this is not a reference to Mice and Men, I will.
He says he conjures
Like,
spirits,
I owe you
but
10 bucks.
not those in his glass. But once that it is empty, this is what he says. There's a demon in my pocket, his name is Azazel, and if you have a problem, he can make it well. Almost, he does this out of goodness, not for want or greed. He'll help you free and gratis to satisfy your needs. Well, he can help your love life if by that you are vexed. He'll make you irresistible to those of the other sex. For instance, I had a friend, said George, who was having trouble with his love life. Well, just couldn't seem to get women attracted to him. So I summoned Azazel. He was highly displeased. Seems he was in the middle of some big investment involving racing animals. Well, naturally, it wasn't as important as my problem, as I explained. So Azazel pondered this for a moment, and then he altered the guy's hormones so that he'd be irresistible to women. Nearly drove the poor guy nuts. Well, eventually he had to marry a 250-pound bodybuilding woman who ate cannonballs for breakfast just to keep all these love-starved women away from him.
Wait,
Well, he
is
still
that
dreams
me?
of this shy, delicate lady
Am I
he
in
always
this
wanted to
song?
love, but...
I feel called out.
and he has no gratitude. There's a demon in my pocket, his name is Azazel, and if you have a problem, he can make it well. Almost, he says this out of goodness, not for want or greed. He'll help you free and gratis to satisfy your needs. Well, he can do the impossible, like turn stone into flesh. But be careful what you ask for, you'll wind up in a mess. For instance, my goddaughter, Elderberry Muggs, said George, was a sculptor of some considerable talent. Well, she had no interest in your common everyday man, for she had sculpted herself a life-size statue of her perfect man, her Adonis. Although it was solid marble, she told me how she longed to touch his soft, soft flesh. So I summoned Azazel. Well, he materialized, lying on his back, eyes closed, tail twitching, and he purred gently as he stroked the air. When he opened his eyes and saw me, he was really pissed off. But when he calmed down, I asked him if he could turn Marvel into soft, soft flesh, which he did, for which Elderberry promised me half of her entire fortune. When I came to collect, however, she was dissatisfied. Apparently, when she said soft flesh, she didn't mean all of it, all the time. And she has no gratitude. There's a demon in my pocket. His name is Azazel. And if you have a problem, he can make it well. Almost. He does this out of goodness, not for want or greed. He'll help you free and gratis to satisfy your needs.
Doesn't do a good job.
Now if you don't think that Azazel is doing as he should, if you say his kindly deeds rarely come to good, if these short true stories kinda tick you off, I won't say I'm sorry. Take it up with Asimov.
Yeah, no, that's who's at fault there. Isaac. Okay.
Well, I once...
Because I want to listen to, for both of our dads, I am going to put up, and then we'll talk for a little bit more. I'm going to join the Rail Fans Lament. Both my dad and Graham's father, Norm, were model railroad fans. They were railroad fans of everything. Trains. They never fell out of love in trains. They did trains from the day they were 4-year-old children to the time they were 70, 80-year-old men. And that's good. They loved their special interest. They were weird and wonderful. They had hobbies before hobbies like that were a thing. They loved photography. Norm, I remember, rode a bicycle as a commuter. And early on, I have a memory of him pulling up and taking off a helmet that had like a rear mirror on it. It was a big round one. Couldn't get him. Probably had to get it from Europe or something. You know, these are the normal things that happened in my family because they were weird, but they were wonderful. They were the things that said we were rare and different, and loving the things you want to do was allowed, and you didn't have to be anybody else but yourself. And that was protective. That actually supported me and kept me well. It has, from both of my parents, has kept the damage that could have been done by gaslighting, by medical community, by teachers and bullying. It prepared me. And people are often worried about whether or not a child that is raised intentionally or gently or whatever will be soft, or whether they'll be spoiled. And I like to think of it this way. The facts, the evidence say that a child that is hand-raised, that is taken care of, just like an apple that is held on the tree, is not shaken, is not beaten, is not thrown things at, is allowed to just sit in the sun and relax and grow, stays on the tree, ripens in their own time, becomes what they were meant to be, and is not spoiled at all. Being responsive to a child, being caring to a child, responding to their emotions, saying they're allowed to say, I don't know, or letting them be hurt, doesn't mean you let them do everything. It's not the same thing as permissive. If you think that not being authoritarian and making a child obey or making them not talk about their emotions, if you think that's going to make them the opposite is permissive, then I'm sorry you don't understand what a false dichotomy is, because it's not one or the other. It's the middle. It's the middle where we learn stuff and we teach things and we guide and we discipline ourselves as parents and as adults to help kids, and we teach them stuff. And if you think that's all relative and what I'm doing for hours and hours and hours here for no money, just because it helps me and it helps some kids and stuff and helps people who grew up without getting to be the kid they wanted to be, or they grew up without the body, the illness that, the chronic illness that got in their way of being everything they wanted to be, and people are still bullying them, then it's time somebody stood up and said, no, it's actually okay to be exactly that person. It's okay. The people who are being mean to you didn't get good things. And the good things you're trying to create are, in fact, good things. They're not relative. There is absolute moral goodness without Christianity or without any specific religion, because there has been goodness written down and shared before Christianity existed, before any other religion existed. I love, in quotes, to have Christian apologetics who come and say that there's no morality because I'm not a believer in Christian. I go, what did you do was there no good 2,000 years ago? There was nothing good that happened 2,000 years ago and back. Well, I'm sorry to say that our bodies say otherwise. Our bodies are grown to be the human species that we are, and we evolved to be the beautiful and wonderful cognitive reading, writing, talking, doing beings that we are. And we grew over hundreds of thousands of years. But the people, you could go back a couple 100,000 years in the world, and except for the language, if you could mimic what you were doing, it would all sound the same. You could understand them. You could understand their things. Humans go back a lot longer than you think, and we have been growing the hormones and the chemicals in our brain that say what goodness is. And we've been growing and evolving the language that helps us say, hi, this is what kindness is. And it's not relative at all. You don't need an external label to know what good is. The smallest child can tell you what good is. Pre-language can tell you what good is. A nonverbal autistic kid can tell you what good is. When it's good, it's good. When it hurts people, it's bad. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to go do a stream about how more people are being hurt. SNAP payments are being removed. All of the things that take care of the smallest and the weakest and the most vulnerable in the US are disappearing. And the people who still believe are being sold a lie, and they're not going to see that they're coming for the other people that those people hate. Oops, excuse me. So that once those people are gone, there'll be nobody to fight for the next person. And bullies they always use the same playbook. They'll go after their so-called supporters and friends who are just, to them, henchmen. I don't care. That's a long aside. These are things that my dad wrote one of the first articles on bullying as a teacher. And I think we are still fighting to write that down, but don't get confused by the people who are trying to come up with all kinds of logical things and tell you how to argue or tell you what. No, they're trying to drag you into a distraction. They're trying to drag you into their distraction. No, you know what is good. You know what is healthy and happy for you. Center yourself on that and stay there. Stay there and go, why does the bully get a vote on what goodness is before I get one? Just because it's rare doesn't make it wrong. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that goodness couldn't. Just because not everybody is doing it doesn't mean that you can't. And change is a small part of the world. When the facts change, I change my mind, sir. Pray tell, what do you do? And if you are rare and you have a love of some weird, wonderful hobby like model railroading, like my dad and Graham's dad, and we're going to listen to this one for Nick and Norm, who were rail fans in the literal sense and in a deeper caring and loving, quiet and calm, sharing and connecting and seeing the goodness in people way. So let's listen to Railfan's Lament by Graham Leathers, a Canadian composer, singer, songwriter.
Hey, what's coming down the railway line tonight? Hear the whistle blow, can't you see that distant light? It's the last chance to see her, she's coming round today. It's the last of those big steamers on its way. There was a time around here when the railways used to run, hauling loads of passengers, following the sun, the connection to the Orient, to places in the West. And of all the modes of travel, they liked the train the best. And they hauled parades of mail and freight and passengers and grain. After 30 years of diesels, they still call them choo-choo trains. And the ones spared from the scrapper's torch sit in parks and rust, or haul big loads of tourists and crumble into dust. Hey, what's coming down that railway line tonight? Hear the whistle blow, can't you see that distant light? It's the last chance to see her, she's coming around today. It's the last of those big steamers on its way. The diesels and electrics have replaced them on the lines. The railways have to modernize, and that suits me just fine. But it never hurts to hear the sounds and see those steamers go, and get a glimpse of the railway trains my father used to know. Like the Hudsons and Pacifics, the Selkirks Jubilees. Amazing how far railways took this technology. Now the diesels roar like thunder when they come up with a train, while the steamers barked and whistled as they cruised along the main. Hey, what's coming down that railway line tonight? Hear the whistle blow, can't you see that distant light? It's the last chance to see her, she's coming around today. It's the last of those big steamers on its way. It's the last of those big steamers on its way.
Norman Nick, I didn't think that would make me cry. Last banjo music today, and let's listen to Light in the Kitchen. And then to get a little work done, we're going to switch over to some music by Luke Culberson again for some calm and quiet, and I'm going to chat a little and get a little bit of work done, okay? Join me and let me know what you want to listen to too, okay? Okay.
It was in a West Coast sailing town that Nellie caught his eye. They swore to love each other until the day they died. But the sea claims many rugged souls, and he said never fear. Leave a light on in the kitchen, I'll always come back here. And if you walk by that kitchen window, the amber light still shines. She says I'll never give up hope, he'll be here anytime. She said as long as love is strong, he won't leave me alone. Leave a light on in the kitchen, for I'll be coming home. Now Jack, he was a fisherman, on the sea he plied his trade. The Pacific didn't yield too much, but still the bills were paid. When Nellie got to worrying, Jack told her tried and true, leave a light on in the kitchen, I'll come back home to you. And if you walk by that kitchen window, the amber light still shines. She says I'll never give up hope, he'll be here anytime. He said as long as love is strong, he won't leave me alone. Leave a light on in the kitchen, for I'll be coming home. Then one day from Horseshoe Bay, Jack's boat left the shore. The winter swells were bad that year, the Pacific took one more. When the news got to Vancouver, the people hung their heads. But Nellie kept her spirits up, remembering what he said. If you walk by that kitchen window, the amber light still shines. She says I'll never give up hope, he'll be here anytime. He said as long as love is strong, he won't leave me alone. Leave a light on in the kitchen, for I'll be coming home. Well, that kitchen light's still burning for 2 long years and more, and every night she still goes out and walks along the shore. And every night as the stars come out, she gazes out to sea, hoping to hear the Nellie's horn, and there her man will be. And if you walk by that kitchen window, the amber light still shines. She says I'll never give up hope, he'll be here anytime. He said as long as love is strong, he won't leave me alone. Leave a light on in the kitchen, for I'll be coming home. And then one foggy moonlit night, she walked along the shore. She saw a swaggering silhouette that she'd known from before. She ran into his welcome arms, he wiped tears from her eyes. He said there's a light on in the kitchen, so why are you surprised? And if you walk by that kitchen window, the amber light still shines. She says I'll never give up hope, he'll be here anytime. He said as long as love is strong, he won't leave me alone. Leave a light on in the kitchen, for I'll be coming home. Hey.
Leave a light on in the kitchen, 'cause I'll be coming home. Now we're going to switch over to music by Luke Culberson. I've been listening to words for a while. Let's switch over to some of his Culberson's a prairie boy as a composer and a maritime boy. So 2 solitudes there. And I think it shows that I live in Ontario, and I think that vibe of like Ontario and waspiness and cities and stuff. But Canada has a lot of people who would welcome you into the kitchen to eat. And it's not because it's a dinner party or fancy or permission. It's because you are welcome to eat if it's eating time. And that's how the prairies work, and that's how the Maritimes work. And I've never felt at home any more than as a prairie girl who went to the Maritimes, those provinces, And the prairie provinces have always felt like home. Ontario and feels a little different, good or bad. Quebec, love you. It's I'm glad you're part of Turtle Island here, with a difference, and that's our French and Quebec populations mostly, lots of different things, but the prairies and the Maritimes feel the same to me. So let's put up a prayer of gratitude today, and some of Jocund, which is Luke Culberson's first album, I believe. I don't know if he's got a page. I'm going to see. Used with personal permission from the composer. Let's have a listen. Weird. Have you gotten something done yet? You got stuff to do, right? Get it done. I'm trying to book medical appointments and the button just will not work. I think I gotta switch browsers. Might be that. It's amazing how much that matters. Let's go switch over to the browser. What do you have to do to take care of yourself today? What do you need to do? Listen to me sing some more. I should put on a song I know the words to and sing along because I suck as a professional. I'm not half bad as an amateur. But who knows what it sounds like on a microphone on the internet, you know? Is that a good idea? I don't know. We're going with calm and quiet today. We're getting some stuff done. If you just joined us, feel free to let me know what you're getting done. Have a little accountability or a little bit of body doubling or just a really calm, quiet stream that you can listen to now or later. I listen to a lot of podcasts where people say, oh, I love falling asleep to that. And I go, man, I mean, I should make some of my own. I'll listen to other people's, but I should make a little bit for other people, you know? I'm good with that. So I am trying in 2 different browsers to get medical appointments booked, and the booking thing won't work. So we're going to keep doing that. I don't know if you want to listen to me talk or listen to a little more music while we're doing it. Let's see what helps me get something done. And I've been ticking through my things. This is actually surprisingly good. It's amazing how much this makes me do stuff. It's super weird, but kind of neat. You know? So Instagram seems to be there. That's a really fun feed. They just talk about stuff all the time. They're really chatty. YouTube hasn't been as chatty, but that might just be the algorithm of who I'm getting out to. You know, who's listening to this today. Today, if you're just listening to it in the car, it's just a relaxing stream. You know that it's not going to be ridiculous or mean. I thought maybe we would have a Thursday where there was slightly less anxiety. And we can have some quiet and calm, but we can also have some silliness. We can have some music. We can have some beauty and light in the world. And if we need to, and there's somebody who needs to talk about bullying or anxiety or chronic illness, gaslighting, I got a deep dive coming out on, well, a shallow dive, I think, coming out on ADHD. And I've got another one in the works for a while. And guess what? I do have a real job. I don't get paid. I don't get paid a cent for any of this. I am doing this just because I want to be the good in the world. Because I was given that. And so I don't have to fight and I don't have to be mean. And it's just so nice to be able to be calm and relaxed and not hurt and not hurt others. Because there's just oddly so little of that. And this one, all of this works when I'm on my phone, but my phone is, in fact, my camera because it's the best camera I own. I do not have a specific other one, so I can't use my camera while I'm streaming. I use my laptop in front of me, and that's fine, but goes a little weird, doesn't it? Use our location finder. Doesn't show up. Okay, we're going to switch. I think it's a browser issue. We're going to switch to my least favorite. Well, no. Edge is my least favorite. But I don't have to use that. So, I'm glad there's some people sticking around, hanging out. If you want to pick a topic, if you want to tell me what you're working on, if you need some help with your math, let me know. Anybody who's here, anybody that's around, it's all good. I'll help you with stuff. Let's see if this comes up now. Waterloo, Toronto, Kitchener, Mississauga. Why doesn't any of this? Yeah, I live near Toronto. I'm trying to find a place for medical appointments within sort of the 401 there. That's our big highway, big interstate. kind of thing. It's not called an interstate, but it's the closest American term for it. Big, largest parking lot in the world that they keep making build it bigger. Never works. This doesn't work here either. How do you log in and use this thing? Wow, it's bad. This really doesn't work, does it? I'm a computer science professor. If I don't know how to use the thing, if I can't find it and make it work in a browser, then it doesn't work. It's broken. I am not the person that goes, I don't know how to use that. In fact, I teach how to use them. I teach how to make them. So, what the heck is going up with these things? Why is this thing? Okay, so Opera kind of works. And I mean, usually I show some of this stuff while I'm doing it, so you don't just have to look at my face. But I hope you're just listening. My face is not that interesting. I mean, I'm sort of average looking, as I say. And there's one other good thing about having a major chronic illness, which is that I don't have hyperextensive skin the way they usually classically, like the pinch your cheeks kind of thing. My extension is not like in loose skin. And partly that's due to swelling, genetics, all kinds of things. But I do exhibit stretchy skin. The ability to smile and be really silly. And my personality fits it nicely because I have a little bit of a comedian performer in me as well. So let's see. I'll double check my chats while I'm at it. I feel like going back to chocolate as a vegetable. What do you think, Graham? Should we go do that? That sounds like fun. I got to get a different ear tip too. I'm going to write that down. Earpiece is too loose because this one keeps popping up. Earplug, ear bud needs smaller. Okay, I'm going to go up getting those. I literally write down everything that I need to do so I don't forget. Okay. Book a lab visit. Book an appointment. Where's the closest appointment? Wow, it's far away. I'm going to do it anyways. Book it so I can book some things. JavaScript void. Proceed to my visit. Sure. I'd love to proceed to a website that works. It'd be great. No, I don't want that. I didn't want to book an appointment. I really do. I want to look at the screen. And it just says no appointments because it's not working. And it works on my phone. So, I have an idea. When in doubt, find another device. Sorry about that. Yeah, I might be a nerd. Tell me you're a nerd without telling me you're a nerd. What should we do? Should I sing along to something? I feel like doing that. I feel like singing along to one of Graham's songs while I try to book an appointment here online with my for health. I need a health appointment to get done, and you'd think this would be easy, but it's amazing what you can get snookered by in life, right? You get stuck and you have to go around back in circles, and that's exactly why you don't get it done. And that's what I'm here for, some stick-to-itness where we, even though you got to find the password, you got to do the thing. Those circles, they're the worst, aren't they? They're really bad circles where you do something over and over. To-dids or to-dos or to-dones or to-doing or to forever. Oh, that's got enough power to do that. Okay. Let's plug things in, shall we? Should I tell jokes from the book? Should I go get stuff from the library? What would be distracting? I'm doing this for myself. I'm really enjoying this. It's weird, but I am. It makes me do stuff. It's kind of like when I'm on a phone a friend. Oh, sorry. Wait my camera. Why? Because I'm plugging things in. Do you want to come see how many things are plugged in on my desk? She cabled. You know what I need? I need a neck rest. I need a gaming one. And then you can see all the chins. I can enjoy that view. I just look as bad as possible on the internet. I love looking bad on the internet for people. I did the first part of this stream as a get ready with me, with all the dark circles. That's what I actually look like. I gotta go get coffee soon though. What do we do about that? Do I stay streaming? Do I walk around with you? What's the dealio with that? Or do I give up and do something else because it's noon and I should maybe focus? I am focusing on small things, but it is true that I can't get every large thing done here. But I think today people need some calm, and I've got a little bit to share. I'm trying to stay calm myself. Oh, good. Now I can use that as my thing. That's got me logged in so that I can do that over there. Good. It's a mobile device. That means I can use the mobile apps, but a bit more. Oh no, Houston, we have a problem. I've lost the Apple Pen. Fell out of my iPad. This is indeed a crisis. This is actually, it really is. That's bad. That's really bad. I hope it's upstairs sitting somewhere, because it's been in my bag the entire time. And there's no Apple Pencil. Oh my God. It's been rough. It's not there at all. I didn't even take it out. Like, it's never not there. This is literally the first time in its existence. I wonder if it got cleaned up by somebody and put away in like the pencil cases. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if that's what happened afterwards. But that's okay. It's just it's a stylus, right? It's second to what I'm doing here. It's not as important as what I'm doing. I can still do it. I can still use it. Still use the thing. I'm still here. Don't worry. Here, I've left the picture, but I haven't left the chat. Oh my God. When you realize that nothing works and you're having a bad day because everything's broken, I'm going to show that actually right on the internet here. I'm going to show that everything sometimes gets broken and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Because nothing's working. And you're like, I can't get anything done because of all the things I have to get done. That is really common in people's worlds, and I am here for it. I'm going to show you that we persist calmly. And sometimes when we're losing our crap about that and we can't focus, what do? We go on to something else. And I'm going to see if I can find a little charger for this. And if not, I'm going to go on to the next thing. And that is a real skill, isn't it? To go on to the next thing. And that is not being able to right now is a uniquely ADHD thing where, someone could get really stuck because they're like, I can't get it out of my head. And I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about what someone with classic ADHD, I do have attention regulation concerns sometimes, for sure. But I don't have a diagnosis of ADHD, and neither do I identify with it being an appropriate diagnosis for me. But I understand it, I really get it. I think my tech, ADHD thing comes from pain. It comes from, right, like being distracted and have to change everything, your regulation of your attention because you're hurt. And then I think there's also the attention regulation due to like having a memory for everything. And I don't say that just in a good way. I'm not just sort of saying, oh my God, I'm so special. No, I actually do have a neurodiversity that I've only just learned about, and I thought it was normal. And you just don't realize, those tests, like you go on YouTube or you go on Facebook, or you go on something else like TikTok, and it shows like, do you have aphasia or do you have antiphasia, or like, do you have a verbal narrator? And everyone goes, oh my God, do I don't know if I do. Like, what's going on here? Or do you have a verbal picture or what? That kind of thing. So my mod says we should play Animal Crossing music. It's game music, so I think it's copyright free. You're allowed to Twitch stream it. Be fine. I don't know, YouTube bro. me gotta do. Oh, I love my mods. I love this is where I learned the vibes, because I'm the old. I don't know how to not say the old things. I don't know how to use, as a computer science professor who's been a bleeding age adopter my entire life. I don't know how to use the streaming software. I don't know how to, oh wait, I stream on Twitch too. I love new shit. I do. I love it. Oh right, I'm not swearing. It worked. New Hamburg. I'm not driving out from Toronto to New Hamburg. That's like, oh my God, where does it want to take me all the way there? Yes, I'm literally trying to book an appointment from where I live near Toronto to there's no appointments. It's really goofy. It's all full. I don't know why. It's serving. So what we're doing is learning about how to get to doing, where you're stuck in the middle of it and you don't know what to do. Like, how do I get this thing done? Because everything's breaking. Your password's breaking. Your login's breaking. So that's what we're learning to do, is get unstuck and find a technique that works for you. And for me, it is actually talking out loud. And if you are somebody who likes to talk out loud, I think that's why a lot of neurodiverse people have stuffed animals or cute things or whatever. And it's actually a style. In computer science, it's called rubber ducky coding. It's the idea that you explain things to an inanimate object. And I can't seem to find my cutie things here. I usually have literally something squishy and cute on my desk to explain it to. I got some sock monkeys over there. Should we go into live view of the couch and show, I don't know if I can switch the back camera and the front camera on this dealio, but that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fun? So I'm practicing techniques of besides the calming voice and the relaxing, being body doubling, which is literally just working in community. We've forgotten how to do that, right? We've been so alone in our homes by ourselves, and that's not how we grew. That's not how we evolved as humans. We evolved as humans to be near each other and to literally work together on things. So I'm not your mom, but I'm a mom. I am not your teacher, but I am a teacher. I'm not your therapist, but I am a counselor. And I will hang out with you and help you get something done today. This is a different stream than usual, but I love it. For some reason, I love it. I use body doubling services or co-working services all the time because my brain rambles. And the rambling is not ADHD. The rambling is being hyperlexic. All the words, all the things, all the time. I have been saying too many words from the time I was little. I used to just talk into the mirror endlessly. And this is talking into a mirror endlessly. Thanks, Mom. There's another shout out. Put my mic down a little bit so that we can see me and we can hear me. I'm still working on my setup here. I love it. I love the nerding out. I love nerding out. This gives me the chance to do all this stuff. And that's the deep dive coming soon, actually, is on ADHD. I identify with something much rarer, called hyperthymesia, which is also called, really stupidly, a highly superior autobiographical memory. I don't think I have a highly superior autobiographical memory. I don't think that I have one that is near perfect. They say that only 60 or 70 people in the world are diagnosed with that because it's that top end. It's excuse the reference, now old, the Rain Man, the savant, the person that can do the extraordinary things because of their diagnosis. But just because you can't, do the fantastic things that Rain Man or other people who've been presented as if they're, savants, miracle, there's people with autism who can draw pictures by memory with a pen of the entire skyline or whatever. And that is freaking awesome. That is the coolest thing ever. I love it. But that doesn't mean that you don't have autism because you can't do that, right? it's a spectrum. There are lots of different versions, and it's about the 7 indicators and diagnostic pieces for autism, and the 4 main for in the DSM-V5 for ADHD, right? And these neurotypes are right next genetically to hyperlexia, dyslexia, all these things. Hyperthymesia, or a superior, I hate these words. Can we come up with some other ones? A ridiculously backed up, give me a better word, autobiographical memory. So what someone might call a photographic memory or a videography memory. I don't have a photographic memory. I do not remember books. I do not remember the things I have to do. I can't. My father did. My father could literally remember a book he had read 1,000 years ago, like when he was little. He read it, like when I was an adult, he read things that he literally hadn't read in my lifetime, and he still remembered exactly the order of things and what happened and who did what. And I think he couldn't quote it, I don't know, but he read the encyclopedia apparently when he was 7 and remembered everything. I remember all the words, though. I remember all the stuff, and I remember all the things that have happened to me. That's my intriguing thing. I remember autobiographical. I remember the video part, and that's why I didn't know. Oh, there's the pencil. It had just fallen out of the bag, and it's on the floor. Yay! Apple pencil. Privileged me. Oh, I love the fact that I get to be sometimes the rich old lady who can help others, because I'm going to share that privilege. I didn't have privilege growing up, and I'm going to share that privilege now. So, yay! It's been found. Now, let's try to make this appointment. Why do I like to go off topic? Why do I like to enjoy the attention regulation thing? Well, I'm often overwhelmed with too much to do. I have a list 1,000,000 feet long. I have 4 teenagers. I have 2 jobs and a business. And I have to do all of those things because the world won't let me just get a job. I've been laid off again. And I'm not the privileged professor. I am a professor. I've worked as a professor for a long time. It's what I love doing. Just because a teacher is not currently in the classroom, we still call them teachers, right? That's their profession. My profession is being a professor. And it is not a protected term. I will say, whether or not I'm a tenured professor, whether or not I'm a research lead, right? Like those things. But just calling yours work as a professor. And I'm a working stiff as a professor. I'm not an academic high in the sky. I'm not somebody who has only stayed. I worked in industry. I've always worked in industry. I am someone who teaches at the college and university level. And the name for that, driver drives, a professor professes. And so with all those things I have to do, I am overloaded. I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm in pain constantly. Yeah, the happiest person on the internet today. I dare you to find someone who's happier and cuter than me. I dare in a good way. Like go ahead and put that in the comments so that we can enjoy happy and cute things. Find me some cute kittens and stuff. Where's my mod? Where's my mod? Oh, they're taking they're doing some stuff for themselves. Yeah, they're out there doing things. But when they get back, they'll probably be cute kittens or whatever. Put some exploding kittens in the chat. Let's see what's going on. That sent, the banking got done, and we're going to yes, that is very true. Oh, I gotta send a letter back to my university. I've got to do another to-do list. I got all my pens and pencils here. And I like talking to you guys, whoever you are. Once in a while, it's like 1,000,000 people. Once in a while, it's nobody. It's fun. I don't care. This will be here for whoever needs it. And that's totally fine with me. And all of a sudden, I'm from what state am I from? Because I got family all over the place. And so I'm a MyMedic, and I love to switch accents. That's fun. I'm from the dead center of North America. The geographical center of Canada is Winnipeg. Yay, it's where I grew up. Woo! Okay. So why do I jump from topic to topic? Why do people say I have ADHD? Because when you remember a video of almost your entire life, which is what so-called superior autobiographical memory is, I don't remember the every date and number because I have dyscalculia. I don't remember numbers much at all the time. They sometimes fall out or get fiddled around. But I'm hyperlexic. I can read everything. I remember everything I've read. The topic anyways, how to do it, what to do. I remember most of the meetings with anybody. I remember I have videos. Think of a video you might have if you do have a videography memory. If you're not that person, then you have a different memory too, completely. Some people don't have any videos of anything they've done. I have a living video. I can not look at it externally, but I can actually inhabit my body at the time. And it's like the ghost of Christmas past. I can be myself, plus I can remember how I felt at the time. And I don't skew it very much, I think. When I remember being 13, I literally remember the pain and horror and what I didn't know about crushes and having a crush on someone, then finding out they were dating somebody else. And it was my entire world. And I remember that. And I have all of those videos, not of every second of my life, but of a substantial portion of it. If I have a memory, I have a memory of sort of some of everything. Back to kindergarten. I remember good chunks of kindergarten. I have a memory of being 2 that has been substantiated. That I remembered exactly the play place we were at, and there was no photograph of that in my house. My mother had to get a photograph of that from another woman, and I knew the play place and what color the mats were, and my brother sitting there in the chairs, and I would describe the chairs and stuff. I still have that memory. I don't think it's a false one. I was an adult, and I described it to my mother. She asked a friend if they had taken a photograph of it because she was volunteering. That's why there was a photograph. And the woman who had been the lead in the volunteering took the photograph. If you remembered your entire gosh darn life, you would jump around from topic to topic too. And when I was younger, I just thought I had an okay memory because there wasn't that much. And, people go, oh, you can't remember that, or you don't know that, or whatever. And you start to gaslight yourself about all kinds of things. And as I've gotten older and there's been more tests of, no, I still remember being 13 and writing that letter to my crush. It doesn't fade. If my body makes a memory of it, it doesn't fade. And I think that is a neurodiversity that's very similar to autism and ADHD. And as a genetic researcher, not in the hardcore genetics, but in the traits, the family stories, the symptoms of people. And that's what I do in my research, is that I see the similarities. I see the things that cross over, right? Diagnoses are just some categorization that someone did externally, but I don't think people have looked at the holistic diagnosis of families with groupings of things, and I think that's where we're going to go next. And I'm hoping to be at the vanguard of some of the symptoms and the concerns of that, and how we figure out how the neurodiverse and more typical-ish but different in the families pop up, and why different things combine, so that we can find these family units and go, what does Ehlers-Danlos have in common genetically and across symptomology with autism and ADHD and other memory types and other learning learning disabilities or differences relative, difficulties that you have with the system or whatever. All this neurospiciness. And I believe very firmly that there's a danger in putting down people who are disabled or who have neuro differences or queer differences, as I'm going to call it, because that runs in a family, right? And so to me, that is not to go off. This is supposed to be a calm, sweet stream, but that means that you're persecuting an entire family. And that gets really, really close to persecuting people of a group. And to me, that sounds really dangerous. It sounds like we're going to get rid of the disabled first. We're going to get rid of, and that makes me sad. And that is why I'm here, because I want those who've been misdiagnosed either nobody's diagnosed it, missed it, like it's the wrong one. They tell you it's anxiety, they tell you it's something else, and they don't deal with something, or missed. And that's why I'm Little Miss, just because it's the cute cartoon from the books, right? But have I been diagnosed with hysteria whole? Have I been diagnosed as a woman with a lot of these things, and a lot of it be ignored? And there's truth in all of those things, and there's truth in lots of overload in the system. There's truth for my specific, the person I am, but that means that those same things are affecting people who only have one of those things, or who are straight white males. Like, it's not just affecting. Misdiagnosis is intersectional, and that's one of the reasons I talk about it, is because I actually want to bring up the fact that it's affecting more people than just who you think. This cord's driving me nuts. Excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna stab it. Stab it with a pin so that it stays over there. And I have a hankering. The trick with the sticky notes is, if you do struggle coming back to a topic at all, because you really do bounce around to other things, my brain doesn't do that. I can bounce. I do. I go all over the place. But I can always come back. I don't forget. And so maybe I have ADHD with hyperthymesia, but no one's ever tested that. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. It's just functional for me to take care of myself. But I like to support people who struggle with it. If you need help and support, then, and everyone should use the good techniques, right? If a technique works with a neurospicy brain, then why wouldn't it work with a so-called neurotypical brain, right? Oh dear gosh. This search for an appointment is not making me relaxed. I'm getting frustrated because, one, there's no appointments, and two, 20th, 19th, 18th, today at 3:10. Did someone cancel? Wait, do we have to do fasting though? Do we have to do stuff before the physio? Might snag that one to get one of my family members into physio there. Let's see if we can do it, because it keeps changing every 4 seconds. It's one of those things. It's a really bad online system. Book a lab visit. See if we can snag that 3:10. We can always let it go again. Continue booking. Log in there. CAPTCHA. I dislike CAPTCHAs very much. I wish there were other ways of doing it. They're not helpful. Time remaining. I'm booking for family member. Yep, 3:10. Yep, confirm this. I'll let go of it if I don't need it. There are no booked appointments. Why? Because it didn't work. It just circled me back around. Okay. Do not use this. I may have to wait till I get off and use the thing. Someone book it before me. Is that why? No? Happens. I think so. I think this thing refreshes badly and it says it wasn't, stuck for you. Oh, well. I thought it stayed in your cart, or did it expire and I have to do it again? It's really this bad, yeah. I don't want to drive all the way out of town, though. Do I? No. That sounds like a really long thing to do. I'm pretty sure it won't let me book that because I have the appointment in my stuff, but it now won't, let me. It's stuck there. Is it going to expire and let me? Future bookings, previous, canceled, need help. I wish. Yeah, it's sort of locked up. Might come back in a few minutes. So sometimes it gets stuck in your cart. I'll let you book it, because it gives you 15 minutes or something to do. I think we'll listen to a little music. Let's see what music we can listen to. Let's go find this, and we'll go to Graham's again. Copy. And we'll bring it over to this stream. Okay. And we'll figure out if we want to listen to this one or another one of his albums. I want to listen to some of the silly things at the beginning because I want to listen to... I want to listen to these silly ones at the end. When you need it, listen to...
Driving downtown of a Sunday afternoon, it was a bumper-to-bumper fight. I ground to a halt as a link catapulted right through a red stoplight. As he enjoyed the scenery, I swore at his machinery, and then I made my way home. Well, he would get us both killed as he was swinging a deal on his goofy little cellular phone. Oh, hang up and drive, it'll be alright.
Let's start that one again in case. Okay. Don't know if I played.
Oh, driving downtown of a Sunday afternoon, it was a bumper-to-bumper fight. I ground to a halt as a link catapulted right through a red stoplight. As he enjoyed the scenery, I swore at his machinery, and then I made my way home. Well, he would get us both killed as he was swinging a deal on his goofy little cellular phone. Oh, hang up and drive, it'll be alright, Jack. If it's really that important, they'll call back. That real estate deal won't be worth a meal if you get stretched out like a hide at the wheel. So hang up and drive, you got nothing to say that's really that important anyway. Oh well, I know a guy who put a telephone in his car so he would never miss another call. But when he was at home, his cellular phone would ring and he'd miss them all. So to take it too far, there's a machine in his car that says, I'm home right now. But while you're on the phone, leave a message at the tone and I'll call you back when I go out. Oh, hang up and drive, it'll be alright, Jack. If it's really that important, they'll call back. That real estate deal won't be worth a meal if you get stretched out like a hide at the wheel. So hang up and drive, you got nothing to say that's really that important anyway. Well, there are all kinds of unforeseen dangers as we enter the age of information. Every white-collar slob who can't stand his job will be in constant communication. And every car crash costing lots of lives in cash and bodies with broken bones. And in the right hand of every working man will be another broken cellular phone. Oh, hang up and drive, it'll be alright, Jack. If it's really that important, they'll call back. Right. Real estate deal won't be worth a meal if you get stretched out like a hide at the wheel. So hang up and drive, you got nothing to say that's really that important anyway. Now all of your life you're told you gotta eat your veggies before you get any dessert. No sweets, no cakes, no candies or creams or pies or jello you can slurp. Now here's some kind advice to make your dinner nice if your mom won't give you what you prefer. Just grab a piece of pie and you look her in the eye and this is what you say to her. Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see. Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see. In the tropical forest there lives a little tree with pods growing out of its trunk. And in these are the makings of fudge and chocolate cake and the chocolate you can buy in big chunks. For all your parents' rants, these trees are just plants with roots in the soil where they grew. Radishes and peas are plants like trees, so chocolate is a vegetable too. Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see. Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see. If you don't want to eat your dinner with your meat and your milk and your veggies and your cereal grains, just grab some chocolate cake and you eat for heaven's sake. And your mom will say, are you insane? You'll get rickets, you'll be ill, you'll be on all kinds of pills. Your body will be one big ruin. You've gotta eat your beans and you gotta eat your greens. You tell her, what do you think I'm doing? Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see. Sing with me again. Chocolate is a vegetable, it comes from a bean that grows on a plant called a tree. It lives in the forest with its other tree brothers. Yes, chocolate is a vegetable, you see.
Oh, Graham, you're awesome. .
Sunshine Tuesday morning when we saw the last of rain, and I'm standing on the platform, I can't wait to board the train. We'll see those young things growing as they stretch up for the sun in early June when summer's just begun. And these big wheels keep on turning and this train just glides away out of Union Station heading straight towards North Bay. And this train will just be flying when she hits the open plain, and you know that I'll be coming home again. And the budding trees explode in a brilliant show of green as the prairie world comes alive. They'll think you're from California, from working in the sun as it climbs into the prairie sky. Across the Manitoba border where the rocks give way to plain, the sun on the horizon gives the clouds a coat of stain. I'll sleep right through Winnipeg, North Brandon, Saskatoon, and arriving home tomorrow afternoon. And these big wheels keep on turning, and I miss my father's field as we follow rocks and rivers through the old Canadian Shield. And this train will just be flying when she hits the open plain, and you know that I'll be coming home again. And the budding trees explode in a brilliant show of green as the prairie world comes alive. They'll think you're from California, from working in the sun as it climbs into the prairie sky. Dad'll meet me at the station, he will smile and shake my hand. He'll say, how are classes this year? My God, my boy's a man. He'll tell me about the neighbors and every small detail, and I'll hang on every word of every tale. And these big wheels keep on turning, and I got somewhere to go, and each mile takes me further from
Now we're going back to that one. It switched and jumped, but that's okay.
Sunshine Tuesday morning when we saw the last of rain, and I'm standing on the platform, I can't wait to board the train. We'll see those young things growing as they stretch up for the sun in early June when summer's just begun. And these big wheels keep on turning and this train just glides away out of Union Station heading straight towards North Bay. And this train will just be flying when she hits the open plain, and you know that I'll be coming home again. And the budding trees explode in a brilliant show of green as the prairie world comes alive. They'll think you're from California, from working in the sun as it climbs into the prairie sky. Across the Manitoba border where the rocks give way to plain, the sun on the horizon gives the clouds a coat of stain. I'll sleep right through Winnipeg, North Brandon, Saskatoon, and arriving home tomorrow afternoon. And these big wheels keep on turning, and I miss my father's field as we follow rocks and rivers through the old Canadian Shield. And this train will just be flying when she hits the open plain, and you know that I'll be coming home again. And the budding trees explode in a brilliant show of green as the prairie world comes alive. They'll think you're from California, from working in the sun as it climbs into the prairie sky. Dad'll meet me at the station, he will smile and shake my hand. He'll say, how are classes this year? My God, my boy's a man. He'll tell me about the neighbors and every small detail, and I'll hang on every word of every tale. And these big wheels keep on turning, and I got somewhere to go, and each mile takes me further from...
Maybe that one only loads to there. We'll have to find a way to do that. But I think I'll end my stream pretty soon. It's 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 soon. That's a good Buddha's placed. And I think I want to listen to Lever, and then we'll end with some calm.
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's a long, hard pull to the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Well, the winds were foul, and the work was hard. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. From the Liverpool dock to the London yard, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Well, the skipper was bad, and the mate was worse. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. He'd blow you down with a spike and curse, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. It was rotten meat and moldy bread. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. You'd eat it or you'd starve to death, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Now it's time for us to say goodbye. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. For now those pumps are all pumped dry, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
it's time for us to leave her. Thank you, Graham, for letting me play your music in honor of your father and of the man who was thick as thieves, as you said, with my father. 2 great steam engines have shut down, and the world will never see their kind again. And I hope that we can create a world where we become those great diesel engines now for others, because we were held up by some of the greatest men that were ever put here. People who said what manly was, who said what masculine was. They are 2 of the finest people that ever lived, and I am so happy to have called them my father and not my father, a man who from the age of less than 10 was simply norm to me and has always been greater than any uncle or family member of blood. He was truly part of our family, and Graham and you and the Leathers are forever part of our family as well. Life sometimes gives you blood family that you love and are close to, and sometimes you have to seek out other skies. And as a prairie girl to a prairie girl, don't forget that the sky goes from edge to edge on this huge world, and when you can see the sky and nothing but sky above you, you are home. And it would be a beautiful view if those mountains and rivers and lakes and trees just got out of the way and you could see the sky. And Nick and Norm found peace in trees and in rivers and in rocks. But when they took us to the open sky and showed us the stars, and my father will always be someone that I look for in Orion. He taught me to see all the stars of Orion when we watched Halley's Comet out on the Manitoba prairie in the freezing cold. And Norm is someone I will look for in the simplest things, in calm and quiet and a smile for everyone. We have seen farther because we have stood on the shoulders of giants. And I will miss both of these giants of the world. And I hope one day I can not replace them, but be somebody that my children and others' children and other people can stand on the shoulders of. Because when we make more, when we don't fight over the pieces and the scraps, when we learn how to make more, we find that our children and the children of the world are there to support us and support others. When we make love, we make more people who love. When we make children who believe in themselves, we make people who have more to give and less to hurt. And if I spoiled my children because I taught them to have boundaries and love and giving to every person out there, if I taught them those metaphors and I let them grow to their full ripeness on the tree by letting them be there as long as they wanted to be, by not pushing them, by giving them space, by loving them, by giving them skills to understand their emotions, by listening to them, like your father and my father did. They always listened. If that is spoiling to let a child grow to their full potential, then I'm for it, because I think those that fall from the tree early, that are kicked and bruised, that are told they have to hurry up and become something, I'm pretty sure those are the apples and the children that are spoiled. People ask me why I'm here, what's my goal? And I say I'm an idealist. I'm a realist, but I'm an idealist. And I believe that the language and the emotional abilities that we teach to children matter. And they make things better. And I'm here with my skills and my language and my ability to see farther and take care of other people because I stood on the shoulders of giants, and I still kneel at the foot of a master when we don't infight amongst the people who should be closest to us, when we learn these skills of how to talk to each other, and when we stop just trying to push away the discomfort because we haven't been taught how to grieve, how to be sad, how to be hurt, how to listen to someone else be sad, and just listen. And then we take turns. Because someone listened to us and our hurt, we have time and energy to hear somebody else's. And I have space. Even when really hard things are happening in my life. Because of all of the listening that these great parents and bonus parents did in my life. I didn't think that this would catch me this much, but that's the thing about grief. You don't always know it's there until you see it. And taking the time when it happens and not pushing away the discomfort. Yes, I'm crying and yes, I'm sad, but that's because I'm so damn glad that I had that in my life, and that my grief is all of the love that I have for those men. Piling up with nowhere to go and pouring out my eyes. And I know that after I'm done crying, that I will be stronger and I will feel more comfort from the family that was chosen and given to me. And Graham, you are a brother in arms. And always will be. I hope that I gain more brothers and sisters in this world as I grow and learn. And I hope that I can do one small thing to protect the minds and health and love of a few people out there. Why am I here? Because I believe in the ideal. And I know it exists because I was the child. And the reason I can speak out in a healthy way about misdiagnosis, about gaslighting, about neurodiversity, about heartache and grief and shame and hurt and love and kindness and goodness, and know those things exist, is because I stood on the shoulders of giants. Thank you, Norm, for being a small man in body and a giant in love, giving, and in spirit. It's time to leave her, but I hope that we meet again on a train platform a long time from now. I don't think it will happen, but I'm going to hold that idea. I hope I'm wrong. Have yourself a great day, and if this, I hope that my long stream of getting stuff done has helped you, and I hope that even my grief shows you a better way. The gift of love and goodness, that even the smallest person doesn't need philosophical answers and reasons and apologetics, that every human in the history of the world has known, and that's love and being allowed to grieve for loss. It's as simple as that. Taking care of the smallest, the youngest, and the most vulnerable. Thank you for listening to my words today, my music, my bad singing. And thank you for your words. I appreciate you more than anything, the real humans that come and enjoy this and learn something from it. With some gentle hugs in case they hurt, I hope you have a better day. My name is Maria, and I am Little MissDiagnosed. Bye.